And off the mark right away. So the shortest and newest form of the international game. Very different to the other two formats, even the 50 overs. You're looking at a run rate, something in the region of 7 or 8 runs per over when you start an innings here. We've seen totals of 200 and over, which is amazing. And this man who's going to face now has the highest score ever made in any sort of 2020 match in the Indian Premier League early this year. 175 not out, 17 sixes in that innings. Quite remarkable. He's got 11 hundreds in 2020 internationals, and here he is now facing Mohammad Hafiz. 11 hundreds in all 2020s, internationals, franchises for Jamaica. He's gone with him, struck right away. Johnson Charles moving down the wicket, completely bamboozled by Mohammad Hafiz, and clunk. Indicates that he's gone, he's bowled. So the West Indies, an early setback.
Mohammad Hafiz is great at bowling this length. Doesn't give you a chance to use your feet to him that often. Charles goes for one, it's 2 for 1. That just goes on straight, and that's what it was. Have a look at it again. Length is so crucial. Yeah, just running on with the angle doesn't give you a chance to get under it. Hafiz has been integral to Pakistan's T20 squad, especially.
Yeah, I think at 31 you've stopped growing. Seven feet 1 inch in height. Fine shot. Before by Samuel, score is 55. Certainly not difficult. Scale now to have strike. It's gone through a rather dry period as far as runs are concerned in one-day internationals. He feels much more at home, I'm sure, in the 2020 version. Gregory Brathwaite is from Barbados. He's having a match, and Peter Nero we've seen already in the one-day internationals. Drifting on the legs, and away it goes for 4. Easy deflection for Gale.
And you could have the adjustment there with Chris Gale and strike.
Just 2 2020 internationals. And the West Indies, the ones here, will have opportunity of seeing 2020 matches in the West Indies. Well,
strike.
the single, but once more finding difficulty in getting the ball away. Samuels. A save. Tumble. It's a signal, finger raised. There's no review system here. Very confident appeal. Mohamed Hafiz strikes for this game. Chris Gale, leg before.
Such a fantastic performer, Hafiz, as a spinner within that first power play. Gale goes for 5, 13 for 2.
रमजान के बाबरकत महीने में रहमतें समेटें.
Hafiz opening the bowling with his off spin as he did in the last 2 one-day internationals. Now Mohamed Irfan, the Samuels.
Neither of the wickets of Mohamed Hafiz is about turning the ball. Just about wicket-to-wicket stuff. First Charles, now Gale. What does Hawkeye have to say about the Gale dismissal? Well, it'll do well to miss anything. He's absolutely on middle stump. Even if he got a stride, and the umpire was absolutely certain that what's going on. Fantastic performance so far with the ball from Hafiz.
Cut away, cut hard too, and that's 4. Mohamed Hafiz short. He was in the last over, and Samuels put him away in similar fashion.
Samuels is always almost of the mindset that he is going to go across him, which Irfan did so well in the one-day games. So Samuels is saying to himself, I'm just going to stay back on leg stump. I'm going to open up a bit, and I'm going to wait for it sliding across me. Now Irfan has to make that adjustment himself and not give him as much room.
Well, he's put that away as well. Again, enough for 4 covers for 2 successive boundaries.
Similar thing. He just opens himself up, stays back on that line of leg, middle and leg, and waits for that angle across him. As packed as the offside is, it cannot be stopped. So again, I'll say that Irfan has to see that and say, can I start it a little bit straighter? Right, he's gone around the wicket here now, so he's going to try to be a little more wicket to wicket at Samuels.
Again, well struck, but you're dealing at that backward point position with one of the best fielders that we've seen there, that crucial position in the Caribbean recently. Shazad there, he was outstanding in the one-day international series. And again, very, very certain, very quick down. Slow ball from round the wicket now. Mohamed Irfan has gone round the wicket.
Might see a lot of that today based on the nature of the surface. It's a very dry surface, so for the guys that can do it, pace off the ball here, it's going to be critical. And of course there are a lot of spinners represented in both teams.
Oh, he stood up and spanked that through the covers. This time he just had to make a little bit of room, and it goes all the way for 6. A remarkable shot by Marlon Samuels to end off the over. 3-2-4, making his debut in international cricket at the age of 34. Now Simmons goes, and when he goes for a 6, he often gets it. Put that over the ropes, down in front of the Michael Finley stand. Stand here named after Michael Finley, the former West Indies wicketkeeper and Windward Islands captain.
strong area for playing that pickup shot. So long off has come into a mid-off position and long on has been instituted.
Beautifully bowled, so he strikes in his first over in international cricket. Zulfikar Babar mesmerizing Lendl Simmons. The West Indies have lost their third wicket for 33. Squared him up.
And he's gripped significantly. Now if he's done that by sheer will.
Bravo is in at 33 for 3 with the team in trouble. Fifth over, Zulfikar. Chase for the big man, won't get there, goes for 4. Amish Raja.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Tony. So frenetic action as you would expect for a T20. Boundaries from Samuel, 6 over backward point with 3 wickets for Pakistan.
So much of action in 5 odd overs. It's difficult to know what is happening out there.
Oh!
Things in a state of flux. But this is what T20 cricket brings to the audience. A lot of action. The bowling hasn't been bad at all. It's a pitch that'll assist spin. And they've gathered in large numbers here.
The first time they are seeing a T20 international at this venue, redeveloped for the 2007 World Cup. Hosted some warm-up matches then. Played that one-handed, might just have the legs to get there, and will. He's the one carrying the battle for the West Indies so far.
It's turning out to be an outstanding innings from Samuels. One-handed cover drive against the spin, a difficult shot to execute against Saeed Ajmal, but he was good. Found the gap. There's 3 men on the ring, on the offside, in the circle. Once he found the gap, it was an easy boundary now. That field is now being reinforced. Slip's been taken away. 4 men now in the ring. Yeah, this one was the straighter one, didn't spin back into the batsman. Good variations from Saeed Ajmal. So 6 gone, 41.
This is a typical Arnaspale pitch. Like this certainly almost every time they've played on it. Slow turn. Not much bounce. They played matches here early this year. Back in June, West Indies A against Sri Lanka A. One of the one-day matches, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 81 by the West Indies. It's a pitch you've got to get accustomed to.
Well, that was more about bad fielding than good running. Never have been 2 there, but they picked up on it quite quickly that no one was coming in for it.
One side, and then that's on the other side. Very hilly, as most of the islands in the Windwards group are. Internationals.
has varied his speeds quite a bit. Generally bowled quicker, Ajmal. This pitch is, even though it turns, it's not as quick. Can't get away with balls that are back pitched. Much slower. Guyana. So he's assessed the conditions well, as you would expect of a top-class spinner.
Pollard's got a blow. Apologies right away. He wasn't looking, and the little toss came in. Shahid Afridi very quick with the apology. They know each other well, of course. Been against each other for some years. Apology accepted.
It's very hard going for these two. Not what they expected it to be. I don't think they expected a pitch this dry either, but that's how it is, and they're going to have to find a way to cope.
Right back over his head before. Typical powerful shot from Pollard. Carries the West Indies to 84 for 4. Previous 3 cost 19.
This is last over. Last delivery. Pollard straight. Just trying to get the partner to see more capably is of getting boundaries.
Also in the Big Bash in Bangladesh, they know what it's all about. They know that even though we're coming into the last 6 overs after this, it's remarkable what you can do in those last 6. But the problem with them today is that they lost those 4 wickets pretty early on. There aren't as many batsmen to come as they would have hoped.
Ahmed!
Shahid Afridi, that's his 4.
Kogan is ready for picking. All over the Caribbean you'll see them. Pakistanis.
He was thinking of doing something different with that, Dwayne Bravo. It came up a little bit slower than he expected.
Got the room and a brilliant save. Pretty well done. Mumtani's in this.
Expected a different result, just a single from it. Good piece of fielding. Amin debutant.
But how come they ran only a single for that? I mean, really. Brilliant piece of fielding, but at least 2 was available. Perhaps they thought the ball was going to go to the boundary. Perhaps they might have thought that Jamshed was out there. But in all cricket, you've got to maximise the runs as they come, but more especially in the shortest form. A couple of runs can determine the result. That really was a slack piece of non-running. Whipped away. Will he get around in time? He can't. Nicely played off the legs by Pollard. Pollard had a horrible time in the one-day internationals and eventually was dropped. Now he's beginning to look more like himself.
Junaid trying to aim for the block hole and quite get the length or the line right. Nicely played by Pollard nevertheless.
A boundary race, a 50 partnership between the two. West Indies. So the scoring by Pollard far more than Bo Bravo, as Jeffrey Dujon was saying, is doing the right thing. Getting Pollard onto the strike as much as possible. There will be
Bravo and Pollard. Babar comes back for his final over. He's turning the surface. There's uneven bounce as well. And as well as Pakistan did in the early parts of the innings, Ramiz Raja, I think they'll be a little bit concerned at the number of boundaries the West Indies have been able to take off them.
Oh, absolutely. I think a score of 120 would trouble them. This is that kind of pitch. It's not a 140, 150 pitch. But even a 120, 125 score would test Pakistan because of the kind of surface that they're playing on. The ball is gripping, turning, and it is turning more now in the second phase of this first innings. 6.33, 127. Anything around 130, 140, West Indies will have a huge advantage over Pakistan. So they batted really well. West Indies, especially this partnership, has been just the right one for West Indies, provided them with a tonic to boss Pakistan. 55 from 54. I've been most impressed with Zulfikar Babar. He's flighted the ball, he's spun the ball as well.
They need good up and down towards the sweeper, and a good catch. That is not an easy catch to take. Saeed Ajmal, who had that mishap earlier in the innings, takes a good one.
Well, he's been outstanding, Zulfikar Babar, on his debut, and have a look at this fielding effort from Saeed Ajmal. This was a toughie, especially for somebody like Saeed Ajmal, who's getting on a bit, but he judged it to perfection. And a great result. Was some wonderful piece of bowling and good captaincy from Hafiz also. So another wicket goes down, an important one. The partnership is broken. But Zulfikar Bravo goes for 25, 98 for 5.
Spell from Babar on debut. 3 wickets, 90. Ramiz, I'm absolving myself of any blame for Ajmal not going for the catch.
Bish. Ajmal judged it to Bishop to put him off.
It's terrible. Terrible. He said hello, I said hello, and I walked on. Whether he was looking back at me, I'm exonerated. That's in my word. It's a good catch. That was a good catch. One of the reasons why that cat was so good, Ramiz, is because Jeff Dujon spoke about the wind coming across the ground. It's strong from the east, and it would have been pushing that airy shot further away from him. That sort of height is uncomfortable. You have to judge it well.
Yes, almost missed it because he was, I think, beaten by the flight of it because of the wind that you just mentioned. Got him on his wrong foot, but it was really well taken. Just getting away from him when he grabbed it. This is good bowling, full length Yorker from Junaid Khan. This is earlier. Ian Bishop putting him on a ball.
Oh, look how
took him about 2-3 minutes.
Nothing about that. 100 comes up. He's protecting straight down the ground, Junaid, but that inside edge is unfortunate.
This has been a good innings from Pollard because he established his footings at the crease, and now, because he is well settled, he'll get such shots going to the fence also because he deserves it. He was woefully out of touch in the one-day series, but in this knock he's been purposeful, meaningful, and he's had a plan so far. 36 from 28. Pakistan in a way have not really pushed themselves to stop those singles. Just a little strange. Yes, agreed, West Indies have not also looked to be extremely keen to rotate the strike, but even then I think it has allowed Pollard easy breathing space to establish himself at the crease because the pressure was off him. Now it's just a little too late for Hafiz to get it right and block the singles. I think it's more to block the fours now.
Seriously powerful hit. 108 for 5.
Minute.
Bunch of granite goals away deals and stuff.
This was hammered by Sally. Straight as a die, hit the screen in a jiffy. And then straight away in the next over, first ball, untidy stuff. First from Saeed Ajmal, and then the keeper, the poor fellow, had no chance.
Rain is upon us. Good single. Ground staff are rushing into action. And most of the day prior to the start of this game was blessed with good weather. And this time,
yeah, then making his debut and bowled a great delivery. Really, it spun sharply, and then he gave a good account of his fielding prowess. Very good cotton ball, and then it was Bravo's picked up in the deep by in this game. And in the driver's seat, this is a spinning track. It's a difficult track to bat on, especially second time around.
Ajmal is going to attempt to protect largely that hitting area of Pollard. You know he's going to hit from wide, long on to long off. So he's got his best fielders, Mohammad Hafiz, in that straightish mid-wicket, long on, long off area. I mean, Shazad and Hafiz himself when Pollard is on strike. Hitting to the right of your screen is a little bit more challenging, but the ropes are 65 meters, the absolute minimum size boundaries can be at this level. I might have missed it, Ramiz, what you said about the Dusra, but the Dusra from round the wicket there mixed in with the odd-off break is hard to pick which way it's going to go. So from round the wicket, the angle accentuates the Dusra. Hard to hit it clinically. Oh! This is a good final over for Ajmal. He finishes at 4 for 23, 116.
Good batting from Pollard. He is keeping this innings rolling, and West Indies have got a good score on the board. It may not be the pitch, and looking at how the ball is turning almost square at times, they've got certainly runs on the board.
You know he's going to go straight or straightish, and sometimes the ground just isn't big enough to contain Pollard strikes.
There it is, 8 and over 132, which will be a very, very respectable, possibly a match-winning total at this stage, because this is not going to be easy surface to bat on second time around.
Tempted by Junaid
from fuller length. Touch, and Pollard has played a lovely knock here. 39 from 32 Pollard. Sammy is on the move. 12 from 8. 1-4, 1-6.
Got away from him as well. Sammy's such a dangerous player that I think sometimes for me, this is just one option, is that you want to carry him full and wide of the stumps. Because he opens up so much to crash it down the ground, you almost want a Yorker wide of the off stump. But with the field set, a short third man, you don't have that margin. You're almost better off.
Which turned out to be a dot ball at time.
This is what I'm talking about, Rami. You can see how Sammy's left leg opens up, and it's a full.
First 3 or 4 overs because Charles and Gale were removed. Gale was a serious contender of hitting Pakistan and punching Pakistan out of contention, but he was removed.
So Pollard and Sammy and players of that like can have a few hits before they come back out, get themselves sweating, Ramiz Raja, because I think with the cooling down as a batsman, you would lose a little bit of that rhythm that you developed.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think it's more of a disadvantage to the batting side than the bowling side because Pakistan needed a breather. And, well, they've had two in short time because of rain.
Dropped it. Pushed it straight over the fence. The sort of catch that Syed Ajmal had taken, though it had more airtime on it earlier.
Well, this is the first real mistake that's been committed by a fielder. Syed Ajmal didn't go for one early on, but this really should have been stopped. Yeah, very similar to Syed Ajmal's try. Tipped it over the fence for a 6. So a brilliant start from Semi. 18 now from 10. 2 6s and a 4 to him.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. I understand what he did there, Junaid. He tried to get him full and wide, but boy, Sammy was equal to the task.
Maybe there's never an issue if there is a break for rain for the batsman, especially for Sammy. He's loving it, yeah. Followed by this vicious cut to the fence here. Junaid Khan got it wrong. Full toss, a little wide. He was attempting a Yorker. Strike rate of double 100 for the captain.
Now they'll go upstairs, and they will. So we'll ask the third umpire to have a good.
He's made it. He's made it. The bat is grounded and it's over the line when the
2000
for this. Even his half hits do the distance. Partnership of 44 from 20 balls. It's carnage. It's carnage.
Oh, Sammy's dropped his bat and they get another miss. In the field today, to be honest.
Yeah, the pressure is getting the better of some of these guys. But this is a wonderful score by West Indies because I personally felt that even a 120 on a pitch like this would challenge Pakistan. They've gone beyond 120. 144 for 5 and counting. 4 more balls to come. 8 runs from the first 2.
That's better. That is much better. When you're over 7 feet tall, you have to have that Yorker as part of your armour. It's a non-negotiable. Take advantage of that unusual height. The length ball is good. It gets extra bounce. But when you've got that natural resource, you've got to add a Yorker to it. That is big. That is huge. That is great impetus of the innings. Attempted Yorker, full toss, and the 7-6 of the innings.
Just wonderful to watch. Darren Semi is like a man possessed. What a big shot, big hit. And big shots coming just at the right time for West Indies. Semi is the man in charge and on charge. 150 comes up for West Indies. 151 for 5. He's got the gallery behind him.
Into the wind and taken. So finally a wicket for Pakistan, but it's been a good knock by Sami.
Oh, he's done his job, done a fair bit of damage. It was shorter in length, that delivery from left arm, Irfan, and a good catch by Ahmad Azam. Took his time, but Sami, what a knock. 30 from 14. Could be a match clincher. 151 for 6.
Pollard on strike. Last ball. Hits it down the ground. The cry is for 2. And he might be run out here. So, yeah, finger goes up from umpire Brathwaite, and that means that Pollard will finish on 49. It's been a good knock by him. Sunil Narayan did what he had to do. The West Indies have achieved, 152 here, and that is a good total on the surface.
It's a very good score, and certainly Pakistan will be challenged. Bravo coming back into form with a magnificent 49 not out from just 36 balls. He was really intelligent going about this knock. Started off steadily, didn't panic, didn't appear to be out of touch, out of form. This is a format that he likes. And in this game, playing these neat, Pakistan will have on a pitch that will assist West Indies spinners and also the pacers, because we'll see a lot of variation